finally here. It's the end. 2019. We did it. Big studios? Nuh-uh. We're talking about little guys. We're talking about medium guys. We're talking about medium little guys. We're talking about guys you can get a beer with at the bar and talk about movies and avoid your wife with because she's at home with the baby, a new baby, and you're feeling left out and uncomfortable because she formed a really strong emotional attachment to this child and you're kind of like a third wheel in this whole situation, so you just feel a little lonely and not appreciated, but also you just don't want to get involved, and that's what we're talking about today. So we've gone through the 6 major studios, but the film industry isn't all Disney and Universal. There are smaller companies too that make films that might not be big blockbusters, but they can still exceed expectations financially and find ways to permeate the mainstream conversation. Today, we're going to be talking about these studios that are maybe lower on the pyramid of wealth and success and more wealth, and we can see what movies did well and which ones need to move in back with their parents because they got a degree in film and video. And it turns out, Michigan doesn't have a lot of film and video, so let's jam! Side note for some of these films, since these movies are being released by smaller studios, it might be harder or literally just impossible to know what the budgets of these movies are. So while we'll still know how much these movies made in terms of box office gross, we won't be able to tell a ratio when the official numbers just aren't public. Side note, I'm excluding Netflix and Amazon and other streaming services that also release their films theatrically. It's kind of pointless to talk about a film's financial success when the majority of that success isn't based on box office performance. Now, we can start. Lionsgate. Lionsgate actually did better domestically than Paramount and 20th Century Fox, doubling their box office returns compared to 2018. They had a stellar year with wins like John Wick Chapter 3 and Knives Out performing marvelously. The John Wick series has improved at the box office with each entry, and Knives Out was so successful that they're already talking about making a sequel. The 10th Medea film in the Tyler Perry universe also did well, as Medea movies usually do. Angel Has Fallen fared well, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark did fine, and Midway was a big swing and a miss, scoring a 1.2 on a production budget of $100 million. 5 Feet Apart is hitting the sweet life of money and cystic fibrosis right now because this teen romance is on deck in Waverly Place. Okay. Rambo Last Blood shows that the Sly Stallion isn't the megastar he once was, or still thinks he is. And for Cold Pursuit, okay. I think that Liam Neeson's publicist needs to have a long and important talk with Liam about when to promote a commercial product and when to have personal conversations about race in this world. And combining the two doesn't go well at the box office. Yeah. Long Shot made a massive splash at South by Southwest before drowning in the deep waters of a wide release, showing again that American comedy film is a struggling genre. And Bombshell certainly didn't win at the box office, but maybe an Oscar win was enough for Lionsgate to feel like it was worth it. And Hellboy, no, Hellboy, get out of here. No, we're disappointed. Go. Jexy, you, no, go away. I don't want to see you. Oh my God, you're disgusting. Go, just go right now. Oh my God. MGM, Titans of the Industry. Lion roaring through a circle thing. And oh my God, it's Gone with the Wind, and it's James Bond, and it's the Rocky movies, and they're the king. And 2019, what did you have for us? Oh, is that it? That's it? Oh, okay. Well, good job. STX. I don't know, is that how I don't know what the STX logo looks like. Nothing special to gush about for STX. The upside, a remake of an astoundingly successful 2012 French film, didn't live up to the counterpart, but still did pretty good. Hustlers proved that exotic dancing can be a lucrative opportunity for wealth, both in and outside of the movie theater. And 21 Bridges probably could have used another $21 million to break even, but here we all are. Again, let me spell this out for you. Horror makes money. Countdown, yeah, that Countdown made 5.6 times back its production budget. Horror makes money. The Ugly Dolls won 0 beauty pageants this year and couldn't even make back its production budget. And in terms of palms, looks like Diane Keaton wasn't able to pull off another book club miracle, since the film ended with just a 1.6. I really question Sam Rockwell's agent sometimes, because The Best of Enemies was another in a long line of characters Sam Rockwell has played with problematic relations to race, and it seems like this one was by far the weakest commercially. And lastly, we had, no, get him out right now. Someone get the bathtub and the hydrofluoric acid, because we're gonna Breaking Bad this shit right now. Focus Features. Focus is a subsidiary of Universal, and they knocked it out of the park this year, performing spectacularly well with Downton Abbey adaptation, hauling in about $200 million on a budget of almost $20 million. Another period piece was Harriet, which found reasonable success with rising star Cynthia Erivo. Focus also had Dark Waters, acting as the third big hit for the distributor, raking in $10 million on an unknown budget. All of the smaller films each made multiple millions in the box office gross. Greta was purchased at Toronto International Film Festival for somewhere between $4 and $6 million and made $10 million in return. The Dead Don't Die pulled in $15 million, and Captive State was the biggest loss for Focus, but I didn't see a single advertisement for the film, so I'm just gonna assume that they saved their money on PR and just quietly released it. A24. A24 performed on par this year as compared to the last two, with a domestic haul of over $100 million. The big wins this year for A24 were movies everyone was talking about, from Uncut Gems, using Adam Sandler to bring the Safdie brothers to the mainstream, and Midsommar, proving that Ari Aster is a director that is here to stay for a while. The Farewell broke out of Sundance as one of the most talked about films at the festival, and The Lighthouse used big-name stars to sell a black and white film with a 1.19:1 aspect ratio that features lighthouse keepers. A24 has built a recognizable brand that has been working for them very well these past few years. People get genuinely excited when they see the logo before a trailer, and their commitment to small budget but high quality filmmaking these past few years have given audiences reassurance that seeing an A24 film will be worth it. No other studio right now can project that level of brand recognition except for, in my opinion, Disney and the Disney subsidiaries. No one wants to go to a theater to see a Sony Pictures movie, but they will go to the theater to see an A24 flick. The only thing we can truly compare A24 to, historically, is Miramax in the 90s. Between economic, critical, and award success this past decade, we have to wonder if A24 will keep their independence in the years to come, or will they be bought out just like Miramax did in 1993? Only time will tell. Roadside Attraction. 2 movies they released this year, basically the same thing. One is a biopic about the most famous entertainer and performer that ever lived, and the other is a Shia LaBeouf movie on a boat with wrestling. Yeah, basically the same thing. People were, over the rainbow about these films, Oh God. Fox Searchlight. Now a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, Fox Searchlight had an excellent year with 2 big smash hits in Ready or Not and Jojo Rabbit. There were some fears that Disney wouldn't be comfortable promoting a film that so heavily features Nazi Germany in a comedic light, but those fears went away when we saw how much support the film received in its marketing and award season push. Unfortunately, there were 2 complete misses from Searchlight that couldn't even break $1 million at the box office. A Hidden Life, the epic return of Malick as a respected filmmaker, and Lucy in the Sky, Noah Hawley's feature film breakout. Both performed so poorly at the box office. Look at Lucy in the Sky. I've never seen numbers that low before. And that's not where it ends. Tolkien also lost a lot at the box office. I guess we never wrote a joke for this one. I was gonna do something about Lord of the Rings, and I don't have anything, so sorry about that. Annapurna. So Annapurna was in an incredibly interesting position this year. Founded in 2011 by Megan Ellison, Annapurna has been both a production company and distributor for some of the best films of the decade, while also consistently struggling financially. This year, those financial woes came to a head when it was expected that the company would need to file for bankruptcy. Films they released this year in partnership with MGM failed to live up to expectations, such as Olivia Wilde's Booksmart or the massive like a flop Missing Link. But what I haven't told you, and this is actually a little important, Megan Ellison is the daughter of a man called Larry Ellison. You might not know Larry, but he founded a little tech company called Oracle, and he is now worth, oh, I'm sorry, let me check the numbers here, because I have them, and they're really important, because you'll want to know. Larry Ellison is worth, $70 billion. Larry Ellison is the 6th richest person in the world. Hey, Dad?
Ah, yes, Megan, what can I do for you today?
I lost some money, and I was hoping that you could help me out.
Oh, no, darling, that's dreadful. How much did you lose?
$350 million?
Oh, my lord, that is a lot. Well, I think I have like $400 or $500 million in my wallet over there. Would that cover everything?
Yeah, I think so, Dad. Thanks.
Oh, no worry, darling, anytime. I do need to have a conversation with your brother, though, about hiring John Lasseter for the animation department of Skydance, which will in no way be controversial whatsoever.
Neon. Neon is one of the most interesting studios to talk about, primarily because of just how new they are to the scene. Formed in 2017, the studio has already made a massive name for themselves with box office smash and Best Picture winning Parasite, which internationally grossed over $200 million on a budget of just $11 million. And $50 million of that 200 is from the US domestic market. A foreign language and foreign produced film making over $50 million is really hard to come by. Not since Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Life is Beautiful, and Hero can I remember something like this happening. And combine that with the success of Portrait of a Lady on Fire and Apollo 11, Neon is clearly in the rise to be a long-standing institution for independent filmmaking. Conclusion. So, here we are at the end of this whole sordid affair, and we have to ask ourselves, what did we learn? Absolutely nothing. Good night, folks. Okay, maybe a few things. We learned that, again, horror makes money. We learned that Disney is unstoppable.
I am inevitable.
And we know that independent studios are struggling to match with the major studios, but there is a market right now for smaller indie pictures to contrast against the many remakes, reboots, and franchise films that are likely to at least make their budgets back and then some. I think we know that we're on the cusp of something really changing in American theatrical releases. Streaming services are becoming a dominant form of media and entertainment. And with each new story that comes out about how Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Disney Plus are taking attention away from the theatrical experience, we become more and more aware that movie theaters might have passed their prime. And that in 10, 20, or 30 years, it might be much harder to find a huge theater that can show new films. Maybe the age of the multiplex is on its way out, and theatrical experiences might just be constrained to small local and art house theaters, while the rest will just be released online for you to watch in the comfort of your couch. Maybe. But also, Disney made $11 billion in 2019. So really, what do I know? Be safe, have fun, and don't forget to love yourself because, maybe this shit's just gonna go on forever.